Hello, hello, and welcome to the Magnificent Abundance Manifestors. So, I'm very happy to see you tonight, and I'm going to talk about something very important for everything that you're going to do in your life, and this is about your intuition. So, oftentimes, I have people who ask me, how do I do to develop my intuition? Is there any book that you can recommend me, or is there anything that I can use in order for me to tap into my intuition and learn how to do so that I can make wiser decisions and I can move forward in my life without having to ask myself 10, 20, 100 questions before I make a decision? So first of all, let's define what intuition is. So intuition is basically using your senses to listen to what there are various ways to define it, but I'm going to define it that way. So to me, having an intuition and using intuition is about tapping into divine intelligence so that you can take action in a way that is guided by divine light, by your guides, and by something that is bigger than yourself, and so that you are guided towards what you do based on what you want to have in your life. So how do you do this? So you use your senses, and that means, all of your senses. It's called clairs, clairvoyance, clairsentience is when you go beyond the standard way of perceiving information. So this is when you develop your third eye, when you get visions, or this is when you hear something without hearing a voice. So it's all of these ways that you have to receive information that is usually dismissed or not taken into account because this is not something that you have learned at school. Remember, we live in a very Cartesian society that values a lot the logical mind as opposed to the intuitive mind, right? And that is something that a lot of people are very skeptical about because it's not proven, it's not rational, it's not logical, and therefore it's something that they are going to be very skeptical about. But it's okay, you don't have to believe in it. It's for those who want to go deeper, higher, and get to the next level. So how do you develop it? The very simple formula is you need to make sure that all your senses are receptive to the messages that are going to come. And how do you do that? You heal yourself. So this is the huge secret, that once you start healing all the parts of yourself, your intuition is going to increase. And you're going to tell me, I can hear some of you say that, look, actually, I know a few psychics, they are really not very balanced, they have that gift, but they are not that great. They don't have that sense of holistic sense of well-being. They're not aligned. In fact, some are a little nasty. So, but that's not what I'm looking at, because they might have an ability, but then the way they use the information might not be very they might project their stuff on you. They might read the information, but because the energy is still a little yucky, they will give you some sort of reading on your energy that is going to make you feel fearful and not empowered and not very happy and in a sense that you're healing yourself. So that's what I don't want you to go to, in just have that sense where you use some sort of tricks and techniques to use intuition, but you are very still misaligned inside yourself, and so many wounds are still there. So the way I see it is, intuition is a combination of, one, healing, and two, knowing how to trust the messages that you receive. And both are going hand in hand together. So, Andy, thank you for asking the question, how to heal myself? Well, I have plenty of resources, so you can look on my YouTube video channel, and I explain a lot of these things. But in a nutshell, if I want to give you a very short explanation how to heal yourself, you need to look inside yourself and look at the parts of you that is wounded. So how do you find this? Well, you need to have the gift to do it, or you need to... I'm going to give you that first level, because there are various layers that you can go. So I tend to work very deep when I work with my clients. I go straight at the core. But you can start doing the work yourself by looking into... Let me give you an example. So let's say you have a lot of anxiety, right? So it's about connecting to that energy of anxiety and look what is causing the anxiety. What are you really afraid of? What is really happening there? What is the underlying fear? When did it happen for the very first time? And then there are some tricks and techniques that you can basically enhance the energy of the place that got wounded and heal it through high frequency energies. So the way I speak might sound a little technical and a little like not very simple, but it's actually very simple. Maybe it can be so simple you might think, well, is that really working? Well, it is. So when you look at what is really causing you pain, and when it happened for the first time, that fear around whatever you have, when it happened for the first time, and then you go back and then you you look at the story, and then you decide that you are ready to release that fear, you're ready to release the heaviness, then there is somehow some sort of alchemy that is happening inside your body that is going to release that energy everywhere in yourself. So I would highly encourage you to check my free healing session that I'm going to put in that comment, where I run you through a whole session when I do some healing with you. And I believe Shweta, who is also watching, is going to, might be able to share with you her experience of it, because you can listen to the feedback. How to go back to the listen image? Well, this is when you need to pay attention to your senses. And if you've never done it before, then it might feel a little overwhelming. But basically what happens, you will hear something. You will hear something, you will see something with your third eye. You would have some sense of smell. And the more you do that exercise, the more your senses are going to be more acute and more perceptive of everything around you. Initially, when we start, we are, all of us, right, because we haven't been trained to do this, we're a little numb. We don't really know what's happening in your body, in what your body is telling you. And what I'm teaching you is starting paying attention to your senses, to your body, to the feeling that you have, because you can talk to energies, and then gradually you're going to be back in touch with yourself and know what's going on, and decide to release the pain, to release the fear, to release the anxiety by doing some deep work. And sometimes it can go even deeper because there's been some big trauma that has been buried, and then it's about taking it out. And sometimes it can be even further than that. So, you know, it depends on how deep you want to go, so that you have a full remission and a full healing. So now, as I said, the formula is simple. It's a mixture of one, using your senses to decipher the message and know how to do it by paying attention. And two, it's healing yourself, because when you heal, that's very basic, right? So when you are wounded, what dominates through your wounds are low vibrational energies. So low energies, heavy energies. And that is waiting on you. It's waiting in your energy field, and it's some very heavy crap that you're carrying on your shoulders. And then when you take it away, or I take it away, because that's what I do, then you're going to feel really light, and then you're going to start hearing more of what your intuition is telling you. Because if you overload it with crap, then you won't hear, you won't feel anything, because you will feel too numb and the pain is still there. When I remove the pain, then you're going to become more sensitive to what's happening around you, and then you will be able to read and decipher the messages. So intuition in a nutshell is something that you practice, and it's about, again, I'm saying it like one more time, you heal yourself, one, and second, what was the second one? You listen to your senses, okay? So Shweta says, for having a clarity on intuition and trusting it, we actually need healing to avoid the loop of incidents. Very well said, Shweta. Yeah, and Shweta is amazing. She has studied with me and done a lot of work, and she's very dedicated, really, really, really good. And I'm very, very happy that, you know, and I've seen her evolving from the moment she did the free sessions. Then she took she took a magic potion, and then she did the course, and then private sessions. So, and every time she has increased ability to heal herself and to feel happier and lighter and more decisive and create the life that she wants. And I think this is really, really, really good. All clarity is from you. Well, yeah, and you did really well by following up and doing the work, because I was about to publish a post earlier that says that, you know, a lot of you, a lot of us as well, you know, sometimes we want to have things just by snapping our fingers. And oh my gosh, of course it would be amazing. And yes, we can do this, but the big caveat is we need to do the work. And the healer and the coach is going to really support you, but they're not going to do the work for you. You need to carry yourself, and you need to carry your weight, and then you need to do the work and be dedicated to your happiness, to your success. So, and then when you have someone who can be there to guide you, then your path is going to really take off, and what you really want is going to come quicker and faster. And why am I talking about this around intuition? Because intuition is going to be the guidance that you need around what next step to take, because intuition is going to make you go one way instead of another. And then if you don't use intuition, you're going to only have your logical mind, and then you're going to look at the stats, the data, and then make a decisions made on something that doesn't come from you, your feeling, the way you feel about things. And functioning out of intuition is so different from operating out of pure logic. And I'm not saying forget logic. It's like, you know, don't even think about logic because it's crap. No, of course, we need logic in our world. But only referring to the hardcore figures is not how you have a smooth and aligned way of living. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So that is something that I encourage you to do. Do something that makes you feel good, and it doesn't mean go and be totally irresponsible and go against the law or anything because it feels good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about coming from a place of where you listen to your body. You listen to how to navigate through life thanks to your intuition, right? Hi, Kayen. Yes, I saw you at the back of the room. So, right. So, this is something I really encourage everybody to practice, use. And if you haven't done my free session, go. It's free. You know, usually, it's not usually. So, if you want me to really work with you, obviously it's paying. But this free session is going to really help you get to a certain level of knowing what's happening, looking backwards in your past to see where it happened. And I'm going to guide you and give you direction. And that's going to, and if you're already someone who is doing meditation and you are a little bit more in tune with yourself, it's going to have a big impact. If you're someone you've never even touched that, well, it might be a little tricky to start with because your level of numbness is quite thick. But that's okay. It's not a criticism. It's the fact. And it's like someone who's never worked out before. You're not going to ask them to run a marathon if they never jogged 5 minutes. It's the same thing. If you've never done even like a 2 minutes meditation or just stayed quiet with yourself, and I'm asking you to do something that is a little bit, you know, spiritual, then it might be a little a big leap for you to do, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It means like it's going to take a little practice and maybe a few times before you can feel things, and that's okay. It's how you start anyway. So again, intuition is very not only a handy tool, but it's actually your superpower. And if you know how to use it, you're going to move very quick, very fast, and you're not going to make mistakes over and over again. Because once you heal yourself, through the healing, what's happening is you remove the vicious circle patterns, all of these Groundhog Day patterns that you have. If you keep, you know, making the same, if you keep experiencing the same drama in your life, or things are happening and there is some sort of things that you feel, I don't know why, but it still go wrong at some point, there is something in your energy that needs to be healed, something that I need to remove, something that needs to be shifted. And once your energy is healed, then everything is going to be much easier and you won't feel like you're hitting your head against the wall. Okay? All right, so that was a very exciting theme. I mean, I'm very excited by it. I hope you are too. And if you want to experience it, get the free session. And if you want me to work on you directly, obviously you can book a session with me, and that's going to be very powerful but very effective, because I will go straight in and remove whatever is hurting you and is causing you to, is blocking your path, and then is where things are starting to unfold. So I'm going to put the link, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate, ask me. And on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you and wish you a happy manifesting. So let's see who, okay, I'm going to say hello to those who've joined. So Andy, I said hi. Anwar, hi. Steve, thank you for joining. Who else? I didn't see Shweta. Yes. Okay. Asdeen El Rafi. Hey, Caroline. And Kayen, I saw you. And everybody else who just came and left or are hiding in the background. And huge hugs to you too, Kayen. All right. So I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, do implement what I say. Go and register to my free sessions that I'm going to put the link somewhere here. And live your life being very in tune with yourself, with intuition, and life is going to be much sweeter. All right. Bye. And again, happy manifesting.
Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and put a comment under the video. Bye and happy manifesting.